Hello everyone, my name is Julia Lisik and I work for Perspective Education Foundation, and today we are going to have our very special webinar about one of our favorite projects, Poland IT Hub for you. Where does this idea come from? In fact, I'm not sure if you know that in Europe itself, at this moment, the lack for highly professional IT and tech specialists ranks to 100,000 or even 150,000 specialists. So actually the demand for IT and tech specialists is really very high, and the market takes a lot of specialists every day, and the demand is growing because technology is everywhere around us at the moment. And in fact, I think we cannot even imagine our life without it anymore. So and this in fact was the reason why we started one of our favorite projects, Poland IT Hub for you. And to tell you a few more words about it, I will ask my colleagues to give my slides. Oh, thank you guys. So Poland IT Hub for you. This is a very special project that is conducted by Perspective Education Foundation in cooperation, and it is funded in fact by the Ministry of Education and Science of Poland within Dialogue program. But why Poland? Why Poland? In fact, we are in the very heart of Europe, and Poland is becoming a real hub for the development of IT and tech technology. We import and export a lot of specialists. There are a lot of headquarters of different technological companies in Poland, and in fact, I'm not sure if you know, but for example, Google has one of their headquarters in Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland. But to be able to attract the best students, the best scientists, the best IT specialists, we would have to have something to offer. So what in fact do we have to offer? And the first thing is, of course, education. There are tens of good technical high schools and universities in Poland that offer education at the European and world-class level, and the specialists, especially IT and tech specialists, are very much demanded by business and different startups that are developing every day, that are developing all over the country and are cooperating with other European countries and worldwide. And again, Poland is the land of IT masters, as we call it sometimes. Why? Because of top 10 countries with the best programmers in the world, we are actually now in the third place, which is the podium. So if you are thinking about your future, about your education, about your scientific career, about your business career, it is really worth to look into the direction of Poland and take a look what we have to offer. But in fact, the IT and tech sphere leaves much to be desired still, unfortunately, when it comes to the diversity. And what we do believe is that girls, ladies, women, female specialists are very underrepresented in this sphere. And we believe, in fact. May I have the next slide, please? We believe in the potential of women in technology, science and innovation, and in their power to change the world for the better altogether. So these were the main basics to start the project, the Poland IT Hub for You project, which was in fact financed and conducted under the auspices of the Ministry of Education and Science of the Republic of Poland within Dialogue program. And the institution that conducts this program is Perspektywy Education Foundation. So just to give you a brief notion of what it is about, the program is dedicated to students, IT and tech, female students first of all, young female scientists and IT and tech female specialists from 9 countries, from the Eastern Europe, from the Caucasus and from the Central Asia. The countries that you see on the screen are the Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Well, what we do offer for the girls from these countries is the special scholarships to come to our flag event of the year, which is Perspektywy Women in Tech Summit. And this one is a huge event that started in 2018, but the project Poland ID Hub started in 2019. So we start with this moment. But at the beginning, I will tell you what the Poland ID Hub is about. So we give the grants, full scholarships to come for Perspektywy Women in Tech Summit, which is in fact the biggest IT and tech event for women in technology in Europe and in Central Asia altogether. So in this part of the world. And let us now see what we in fact achieved in 2019. Let us take a look what it was like, what summit, Perspektywy Women in Tech Summit looked like in 2019. To be honest, we were hoping to have, back then in 2019, we were hoping to have some 3,000 participants. This was the goal, but the reality, in fact, exceeded our expectations because we had over 6,000 participants, and it showed us how important it was for these ladies, for these female students, scientists, and young specialists to come together to see other ladies being in the technology, to talk to each other, to listen to inspiring speakers, to talk to representatives of technological companies, and to be together in this very big space of Perspektywy Women in Tech Summit. We had participants from 52 countries in the world, which seemed quite unbelievable back then, but at that moment we already had some scholarships for representatives of Ukraine, Belarus, Caucasus country like Armenia and Georgia, and for Central Asia, for Uzbekistan and for Kazakhstan at that very moment. Let us now take a look, have a short film of what the summit in 2019 looked like. So over 6,000 participants from over 50 countries from all over the world, in fact, and our grantees were part of this wonderful event, and we were so full of hope to continue with Poland ID Hub project. But then suddenly 2020 happened. And I think I do not have to explain what it was like to find ourselves suddenly being stuck at home and without any possibility to travel, to organize mass events and such congresses as Perspective of Women in Tech Summit is. And we all had to cope with different digital tools and to learn how to live in the true virtual environment. But we couldn't stop, in fact, and what we tried to, as a technical project, we tried to do our best and to make profit of what technology gives us, no matter if we can meet each other or we can only meet online. So we developed a special platform for the project. We made different online events like Perspective Women in Tech Summit Info Day for our participants, and we made an event in 2020 which was purely virtual. So even in the live studio, masks were our friends back then. But let us take a look how many people visited us, in fact, online. And we were astonished to have the audience of over 8,000 people from over 100 countries from all over the world. Again, we had a huge representation of Ukraine, United Kingdom, and Uzbekistan from Central Asia, which was quite surprising back then, but it was really, really satisfying. But we were hoping that life will get back to normal, or at least new normal, and we were planning to make the next events. In 2020, we didn't know what kind of events these would be, but in 2021, it appeared that Summit will go hybrid. So we had like 3,000 participants in 2018, over 6,000 in 2019, over 8,000 in 2020, which was a pure online version. And in 2022, we didn't know how many we would get, but we were planning to combine the live event in Warsaw on spot and its online version. So Summit went hybrid. At least this was an idea. And the Eastern chapter is something that is really important for Poland ID Hub for You project, because this is how we attract the talented students, the talented specialists and young female scientists from the countries that the project is dedicated to. Such countries as I told you, like Armenia or Georgia or Ukraine, for instance. We covered the costs of transportation, accommodation, summit tickets, and we're hoping to have as many participants as we could. Yes, this is what we offered. We were really happy to get huge response from you, from girls, from young specialists, students from the countries that our project covers. And in fact, during Summit 2022 in June in Warsaw this year, we were lucky to have over 10,000 participants, both on spot and online. And again, let us see what representations, which countries were represented. We had a huge representation from Ukraine and Belarus, from Central Asia and from the Caucasus. So these were actually our grantees and our scholars that came to Warsaw for Perspective of Women in Tech Summit. Now, let us take a look at the final slide for the comparison. Yeah, you see that in 2022 we had over 10,000 participants, both offline and online, and we are now looking forward to Perspective of Women in Tech Summit 2023, which will take place in Warsaw in the middle of June, and we will have a special offer for our students, from our favorite students from Eastern European countries, the Caucasus and Central Asia. And let us take a look what it was like in 2022.
We will rise up like giants, stand tall. Mountains will move and tides will follow. Change is gonna come. Look straight ahead, my face towards the sun. We will get through and we'll overcome. All change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Change is gonna come.
As you see, a lot of participants from different countries of the world with their flags, so colorful, and it is so satisfying to see so many happy girls from our project countries being a part of Perspective of Women in Tech Summit 2022. Well, and now I'm going to give the floor to my colleague, Joanna Maraszek. Hi, Joanna.
Hello, Julia. Hi.
Quite many girls, I think, that watch us will recognize you, so say hello to them. They saw you when we were, well, like both or in some other teams traveling around the countries of our Poland IT Hub project and telling them about what is waiting for them at Perspective of Women in Tech Summit.
Oh yes, that was quite an adventure, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Sure, it was. So, well, the floor is yours. Tell us what we did.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. So, as many of you may recognize me, my name is Joanna Maraszek, and I am very happy to, unfortunately, not see you, but to tell to you our story about organizing the previous edition of the Perspective Women in Tech Summit 2022, and this whole story of going together, and despite of all odds that happened, we did it. So let me briefly move to the beginning of this project. And the beginning was in 2020, we involved 9 countries. countries that are visible also on this map. So the entire Central Asia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Caucasus countries, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and also Eastern European countries, Belarus and Ukraine. In 2020, the biggest challenge for us was whether we will go through the COVID pandemic and whether we will go through with all those vaccination certificates and all those PCR tests, and how will it change the way we move in Warsaw and around it. But what happened next? It was a very challenging and unpredictable project for us. We started back in 2020 when the COVID pandemic had its biggest outbreak. With Julia, we were traveling also, and with Bianca Siwińska to Caucasus, and we managed to come back home 3 days before they locked the entire Poland and they closed the borders. So it was quite shocking for us. But it wasn't the biggest shock. In the summertime, 2020, in Belarus, the great protest appeared. And because of that, the situation in Belarus changed dramatically. And we wasn't able to go to Belarus again in the next summertime. But many Belarusian people moved to Poland, and this IT ecosystem has changed a lot. And not far from that, the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan also changed our, let's say, our approach to our project, because it happened that the countries involved in our project were in political conflict situation. The next conflict, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, also deep in our hearts, it was very sad moment. And after that, in winter time, it was January 2022, when we thought that nothing can happen more because there are so many weird situations around going on. The protest in Kazakhstan, also dramatic situation, and at the end, the biggest trouble for us, the Russian invasion on Ukraine, and the war that changed the entire continent, European, Asian continent. So it was hard project, I must say. And we turned from organizing COVID test, PCR test, into thinking how we can get the girls from on coming to our summit, and whether it is still worth doing that. And also the economic situation has changed a lot, because due to due to this war, the plane tickets prices has risen so much, because this road through Moscow was completely unavailable, and yeah, it changed everything. But nevertheless, we believe that what we do can really make a change, and we shouldn't stop doing that, especially in those crazy, really hard times. And here we came for our first trip after the COVID pandemic to Armenia. We visited a lot of amazing universities, these IT parks. I was so inspired by taking a look how students are learning on European university, French university, American University of Armenia, and also IT Park and oh, don't mind. So we also seen Ararat and have so great time by exploring ICT ecosystem in Armenia. And back from Armenia, Julia, she went to Georgia, and then in Tbilisi she explored Caucasus University and a lot more. And after Georgia, with Bianca Siwińska, we traveled to Azerbaijan to explore Azerbaijan ICT ecosystem and try to learn more about this entire region, and get to know amazing girls from women in tech communities. We also signed our first memorandum of understandings. That was quite exciting event for us. And then in the springtime, together with Yulia, we traveled to Uzbekistan to explore not only Tashkent ICT ecosystem, but also Urgench university, this branch of technical university from Tashkent. So it was really exciting. And after this entire lockdown, forgetting about this whole conflict in our region, I finally felt that what we are doing is worth doing that, and this spirit of being together and creating ICT ecosystem all over the world better, more inclusive, more equal really matters. And after all those challenges with visa issues, with ticket issues, with passport issues, we met. And please turn on this video because this is my personal memory how this entire thing happened. Oh, the video doesn't work. No worries. So if you still want to watch this video, I strongly encourage you to go to Perspective Women in Tech on Instagram. There you can see our reels from this moment that we were together on Warsaw Chopin Airport. And then we met in Warsaw, the 9 delegation from 9 countries. The girls went to the stage, sharing their personal stories and the world they want to have in the future. For me, it was heart-moving experience. Hearing all of those stories, your motivation, your vision for better future, it makes the sense for us and why we do that. And those countries delegation has brought so many colors to our event, so many experiences, so many beautiful minds that I cannot imagine creating the summit without your impact. So thank you all very, very much for coming to us, for sharing your stories, and for showing that our work really matters. And what I'm even more happy to see is the impact of the summit in your local communities. So please share with us your experiences after the summit, what happened. Because for us, this is something more than just a visit tour. This is the tour that inspires others. And if you come back home, please be the spark that lights up people around you. I know that at the end of this presentation, there were also some comments. How did you enjoy the summit? And thank you all for sharing that. And if there's anything more that you would like to add to us, we are so happy to read all of your stories and all of your thoughts after this whole time. It's almost half a year, so I think that some impacts on your career might be visible. So if you applied for a new job, if you changed your current job, maybe if you found any new course, if you got inspired and do something new, tell us, write an email to ithub at perspective.pl. Julia, maybe you can correct me if this email is proper. And we are so much happy to read all of those stories. Thank you all very much. Greetings from cloudy and dark Warsaw, but this is the November. I'm so much happy that summit is taking part not in November, but finally in summertime. And see you all the next June.
European women are underrepresented across the digital ecosystem.
Science will be more important than ever to address all the challenges we're going to face.
When women succeed, societies succeed.
Events like this can really make a change.
Dream big. Don't quit. You are here to unleash that force.
Good morning, good afternoon. All these beautiful memories from all the summits, from all these travels to the Eastern countries. they are so close to my heart, and I'm just dreaming about coming back and meet you all, and about hosting you again here in Warsaw for the next summit, of course. But summit wouldn't be possible without our cooperation with different companies from industry, from engineering industry, from IT industry. And we are creating this together for so many years. And also, this is important to know how attractive is this job market in IT, in engineering, in industry here in Poland. And I have a pleasure to host today a very special person who was together with us from the beginning of the summit and even earlier. And she was supporting us, but also, of course, the whole company behind her. So I'm very pleased to welcome Katarzyna Pong, the head of promotion, marketing and communication from the Ericsson company. Hello, Kasia. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I am fine. As you know, it's cloudy Warsaw. Yeah, but anyway, we try to do our best. Enjoying different colors just to get some more sun, which is not visible since I don't know, a few weeks already.
Kasia, you know the whole story. Let us come back a little bit in time and tell me about the beginning of the summit from your perspective. What was the meaning of this event for you personally and for your company? And how do you observe the evolution of this idea?
Well, we have started from our initiative for students, which was really very engaging and very, very interesting for us and for our employees. They really wanted to get engaged after the first edition, which was a little bit difficult to encourage them because they didn't know how will it be. If they will meet girls, what questions they will make, if they will be able to answer all those questions, if they will be interested in technical aspects, which we have prepared. So it was so successful and we enjoyed so much. And that was like a natural step that we would like to make another event, which will be a little bit broader and also dedicated to professionals, to some experienced people, and to experienced ladies who would be able also to share their experience. And what is important for us as a company, we want people to work on their competences, to increase them, to change those competences, especially in technology. It's really necessary. You cannot, sleep over with your graduation after university. So that's something what we wanted to share our knowledge and transfer our experience. That's why Women in Tech Summit was a natural step for us to participate in this event. And of course, we didn't expect that it would be such a huge success. And it's really thanks to you, Bianca, and the whole team, and really hard work of the whole team from perspective. That is something amazing that we are following, trends which are in the US, which are very much different than our reality in Europe and our also ecosystem which we have here in Poland. But we are catching up different and different experience and introducing them successfully in Poland.
Summit is not the only project we are cooperating in together, and we are creating the value together. So together we are also organizing IT4She program and Women in Tech Camp for so many years, which are very interesting projects as well for female students from IT department for the whole Poland. The next edition is coming very soon. Because I think it will start in 1 week exactly.
That's true.
But in general, what do you think this is important to realize projects like this? Why is it important to include more women in tech industry? Why is it important to support women in like choosing this path?
Well, because we would like to employ more ladies, and we would like also to have to see those ladies not only being graduated from universities, but also working in the industry. So it is really our big wish, and actually it's something what we are working on since really many years to explain to ladies that they can work in a technology company, and they, at the same time, they can cope with their personal life, because this is something what very often students are asking about: how will I cope between my private life, and I want to set up my family, and to work also in the company. So it is possible, and it is the career pathway which we would like to show, and we would like to be closer with those new generation which are coming up and which are entering to the job market, and have sometimes the same worries, and also through those mentoring programs which we have, also to show them how to work. It's not only question of the technology development, which is very often like a good starting points, to much more soft contacts. And this is, something what we really are happy at the Women Tech Summit, that this is a huge opportunity. And I think you felt it, like a lot of energy. This energy which we receive from you, girls. That is, something which inspire us and also encourage us to have more effort each year, and to do more. Because that is not that participation in such an event is not written somewhere in the procedures of any company that we are obliged and we have to do it. We also have to encourage our employees to participate in such an event, to really have satisfaction as well, because that is obvious, element of our collaboration. And without your enthusiasm, we will not have, people coming back to their offices and saying, well, it was a really great event, and that was really great energy. We would like to participate next year. And then encourage others also to participate. So it is not like a must that a company have to show up in such a case of such an event. Yeah, it's rather our path of our development also inside the company.
Yes, it's so true that at the beginning it was not easy to convince people to come for our projects, but years later they are in competition, become a mentor in our program. So this is a great job which is done also by you, Katarzyna, personally, just to to work on it and do the whole advocacy. Ericsson is a very special company. This is one of our 85 partners, but this is a very special company because you are experts in specific fields like 5G technology, but also you are becoming a pioneer in metaverse world. And for me, this is very fascinating tendency, fascinating phenomenon of last year. So maybe you can just tell us just a little bit about this metaverse projects you are working on, just a little bit of secret.
Well, it is really on a very early stage how to introduce metaverse to our job, and actually we, as you know, we build networks. It is something what maybe you don't think about it thanks to what kind of technology you are making calls, or you are just scrolling on internet at your smartphone. This is thanks to such a companies like Ericsson, who build a network. But of course, to build a network through 3G, 4G, and now 5G, It's you know, something what you as a consumer you don't have to recognize, but we also introduce, since we are introducing this speed and the new technology, we would like to also to take advantage and show the way how to apply this to your life, not only entertainment. But actually, with the new generations, we realize that the normal way of training and normal way of schooling is not the same as it was used to. There should be a more game, more challenge, more interesting and different kind of channels of this education. That's why we introduce metaverse. And at the beginning of the next month, we'll start such a training with one of our customers. It will be in metaverse. So it means that with Google's, you will be able to enter to the virtual world and choose the place and the environment at which you would like to learn more about certain topic. So this is just entering for in a new field, and we are leaving the traditional way of teaching behind us.
Yeah, this is very fascinating that everybody is talking about the metaverse. This is one of the hottest topics of 2022. And Ericsson is already introducing this into the business and as a real tool, not like theoretical tool. Yes, so this is very, very, very cool. And this is only one example of what you can do as an employee on the Polish job market in IT and industry and engineering. Because my last question will be about job opportunities in Poland in general, because our audience today are girls in tech from Eastern countries, from all our project countries. So how would you encourage them to get interested in the job opportunities in Poland?
Well, first of all, you need to, if we can, we are searching for people to work at Ericsson. We also have dedicated programs for women who would like to change their profession, for example, and to learn programming. But first, you need all your legal presence be ready to be employed. And that's all what you need. If you would like to be a programmer, or you software developer, or architect solution, or a scrum master. So those are positions which we constantly are looking for new employees in Łódź and Kraków and at our R&D centers. So that is activity which we are very much open and welcome. And I think working in international company for ladies from Eastern countries is much more easier, just because the language which we communicate with in the company is English. You will find people from different nationalities and from different parts of the world. You will work in the international team, so it is much easier to enter to such a market. That's my idea how I will see that, and that is something what I believe you will enjoy when starting to work in international company. And that is very important. And I must say that personally, I enjoy also meetings with some of you at the Women Tech Summit. And because I have been in few of those countries, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and I plan next year to go to Uzbekistan, Urgenchu as well, and Tashkent and Samarkand and Bukhara.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to meet people there. It's not only to visit the monuments of the past, because this is the same as you are coming to Poland, is to meet with people, not only learn more about technologies. It's the same. I mean, for me, it's important to meet people.
Yes, exactly. And this is what is Summit about meeting people, gaining new knowledge, but yes, building networks and facing your own limitation and getting to understand that they are not existing anymore. So thank you, Katarzyna, for all support and for your presence today. And I hope we'll meet in Uzbekistan because the second half of April next year we are going to organize a big event in Uzbekistan. So maybe we can like combine your presence there with.
Let us talk about it because I plan to leave on 30th of April. It's already planned, but it's obviously something what we can talk about.
Coincidence?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Katarzyna.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Still nice memories, even though the third edition of the summit was organized online. It was in dark pandemic times and we were all in our studio and we couldn't interact with the audience, and it was very strange because it was more than 8,000 people watching this online streaming, but we were sitting in the absolute silence and we didn't know if there is someone outside or not. But later, after the summit, we got so many positive opinion and such a great feedback that many people told us that actually it was one of the best events they experienced, and it was so needed in this very, very difficult time for us. It was December 2020, you remember this. So still good memories. And our project, Poland IT Hub, it's a project financed by the Ministry of Science and Education and Research. And the initiator of this project from the ministerial side was in 2019 the minister, Dr. Anna Budzanowska, and we have a great pleasure to host her today. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello. My children come home, so wait a moment. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Say hello. Sorry. A little break after school, so okay, they should play for a moment. Sorry, Bianca. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Of course, it's working woman,
It was
always,
like in pandemic,
like combining all roles together,
Yes.
Anna, do you remember the beginning of this project, the first big summit 2019, and the beginning of this opening ceremony? How many people was there?
It was big stress for me. It was huge crowd, beautiful woman, and I was so nervous that I couldn't speak any word. It was a disaster. I remember this stress. I remember till today. But I thought that it was very beautiful crown of the people, young woman. I remember this atmosphere, plenty of happiness, energy, youngest emotions. So I think that it was great idea to create this project, Bianca. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Anna, for your support, because if not you, we wouldn't be like summarizing the whole 3 years project today. And also results of this project are very impressive because we were able during these years, even though we had this pandemic situation on the way, we were able to build the whole network of institution partners, universities, NGOs, women in tech communities, and different organizations in all countries of the project, so Ukraine, Belarus, but also Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. So in all these countries, after these years, we are very welcome, and we go there like, you know, to visit our family, and if we have idea, need to do something, to mobilize people, you know, to meet someone, to start a project, this is so easy right now, and I think this is a very huge potential we were able to build because of this project. So after these 3 years, we have this network, and we can do everything in all these countries, and this is
And
so
I hope
cool.
that it's the first. I hope that this is the first part of the project, and the next step will be, you know, to progress and develop this project in another way. I think that the project like the parachute, it's a good idea that you are half of the projects of the project like this, because I think that your organization, Bianca, is ready for this.
Exactly. So one big result of this project is that we have this network. Oh my God, sorry. But of course, the core of this project were all these great, talented women in tech, in science and innovation, who came to Warsaw for all the summits, and they were able to meet us, they were able to learn more about the Polish job market, about international job market, they were able to build their skills in technical areas, in soft skill areas, they were able to progress with their careers, and they were able to just network, to meet other interesting female role models from the whole world. And I think this is the huge potential, because it was like a couple of hundreds of people who are now have this experience behind, and I think they will be, and they are already, a great ambassador for Poland and Polish IT market back in Central Asia and Caucasus and Ukraine and Belarus, and I think this is our
But Bianca, we should
success.
Thinking about that this is not only Poland values, but it's more European values. It's very important that we think that this is something more than Poland. And I would like to invite you to Katowice for 2024, like champion of European City of Science. So I think that we can cooperate together. We can develop this project another way.
Yes, exactly. Of course, one of the best things in Poland that this is the part of Europe, European Union. And if you travel to Poland, if you start cooperation with Poland, you are starting your new adventure with the whole Europe. And this is very, very, very important in it. And about this this new project you are now chairing, what is it about?
It's kind of the mega events. It started, in fact, in July this year. We received the award of title Brand European City of Science for Poland. 2024 will be for Katowice, and we prepare program, different kind of the parts of the program, conferences, pop science, program research, meetings, plenty of ideas we try to share with the multi-institutional cooperation, but in fact it's City Hall of Katowice and 7 public universities from Katowice who prepared this project with me.
Okay, sounds great, and Katowice is a beautiful city and very interesting, and I think that this is a very good idea to organize something for our dear audience in the future in Katowice also. So Anna, thank you for this opportunity to host you today and to talk with you, because you are a very special person for Perspective Education Foundation, and you are a mother of this project actually, and we are very thankful. And of course, we will not finish this year, and we will continue, because it makes no sense, of course, to lose such a big potential we were able to build together. So my personal promise is that we will continue this in the best possible way, and we will build the awareness about European job market and the power of women in technology, science, innovation in all our countries from the project, and much more, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you soon, Bianca.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We will rise up like giants, stand tall. Mountains will move and towers will follow. Change is gonna come. Look straight ahead, my face towards the sun. We will get through and we'll overcome. All change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Face the fire. We won't run. We will rise up like the sun. Oh, change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Oh, change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. It's gonna come. Change is gonna come.
Change is gonna come. It was the leitmotif of this beautiful short movie about the last edition of our summit. But the motto of the summit was "We are unstoppable." And of course, this is about women in tech, women in general, because women are revolutionizing the world right now. They are behind very, very much of all initiatives about the climate change, about equality, about democracy, about freedom. So the future is female, and we are unstoppable. So we will, of course, continue our project, Poland IT Hub, and we will also offer you next year's scholarships to come to the next edition of the Perspective Women in Tech Summit, because we cannot imagine to organize the summit without you and without the very significant presence of talented women in tech and IT and engineering and science and innovation startups from this part of the world. Because for us, summit is you, is us and you meeting together. It was very touching, the beginning, the opening ceremony of this year's summit, where young, brilliant women from technology, science, innovation was standing together on the stage, even though there was a war, not one war, many wars, many conflicts, many problems. The whole region was on fire, but we were together, Ukraine next to Belarus, Kyrgyzstan next to Tajikistan, Armenia together with Azerbaijan, because the future is female, as I said, and we all want this world to be sustainable, we all want this world to be in peace, and we all want this world to offer as many development opportunities and the opportunity for everybody to fulfill her or his potential. And this is what is, of course, the summit about. So wait for information about the next year scholarship opportunities. And now I leave you with very inspirational movie about the role of women in today's society. but stay with us till the end, because after we will have a great pleasure to meet 3 beautiful, smart, very active and very perfect women from Kyrgyzstan, from Armenia and from Uzbekistan, and those are my friends. I consider them my personal friends, and together we will for sure create in the future many beautiful projects. And I want to also mention that this summer I had the pleasure to participate in a beautiful event organized by Seda. You will meet Seda. Seda is the head of Girls in Tech in Armenia, and she organized like beautiful Armenian summit for women in tech. It was very impressive, very cool, very wise, and I had the privilege to be a speaker there, and I got really inspired, and I'm so proud we could like be a part of inspiration for Seda for this kind of projects, because this is what is most important for us, to change the world and to promote Poland as IT hub, of course. So I leave you with this very cool movie.
What's wrong with her? She's a woman, isn't she?
It is time to take action, so it becomes the last time that we see a child deprived of education.
For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. Right here, right now, is where we draw the line.
But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
I really want space exploration to be like what you see in the TV shows.
It's our responsibility to make this world a better place.
We will protect our soil with our blood, with our lives.
You never let someone else define who you are. Only you define who you are.
The world is changing, technology is changing, the role of women, fortunately, is also developing and evolving. And we will be happy to see you all at Perspective Women in Tech Summit in 2023, in half a year in Warsaw. But for those of you who will not be able to come personally to Warsaw, there will be, of course, the online hybrid version of the summit, where we try to put all the necessary elements of this event for you to profit from them and to have like as many possibilities as possible. But let us get back for a moment to the Summit 2022. And now I'm going to talk to our participants. Hi, girls.
Hello.
I'm happy to see you. These are our wonderful participants from different countries. They were beneficiaries of Poland IT Hub project and went through all these different competition procedures to finally find themselves in Warsaw at Perspective Women in Tech Summit 2022. Hello, Seda. Seda Papayan from Yerevan, Armenia. I know you are quite short of time, but you managed to be with us today, and I hope you will share your experience, your summit experience with us. So how many times did you visit this event altogether? Seda, could you turn on the mic, because we do not hear you? I thought it's something wrong with my thing, but it's I think you switched off the mic. No sound yet. Try to refresh the website. Just, you know, it's probably because you were waiting in this virtual room, so probably something went wrong. Technology is never perfect still. What about now? Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, say something so that we knew if you have the voice.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Hello. No?
You are audible to me?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So
that's great.
Yeah. So you all can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay, good. So thank you, Julia, for this opportunity to talk about our summit experience. I had the chance to be there at Summit twice in real life, in 2019 and this year in 2022. But I also followed the summit online in 2020. Yes, I was while you were telling the story of Summit, I realized that we also grew as an organization together with you, and that's why we have this very warm feelings about the conference and about the summit. And every year, I just realized that every year I just check when is Perspectivi Women in Tech Summit to plan my everything related to travels, because I know I'm not going to miss it. As Bianca mentioned, we were really happy to grew these relations together, and also we're very proud to have Bianca with us in the conference that truly was inspired by Perspectivi, because as sometimes countries consider another country as a big brother. So in this case, I can consider Perspectivi Women in Tech a kind of a big brother of what we are doing in Armenia, because this is a whole inspiration what you do. Thank you, and all appreciation to all the efforts you make to bring so many young people and professionals from Eastern Partnership countries, including Armenia, because this year we had more than 30 young girls joining the conference, and I am happy to be one to see how inspired and how motivated they come from the conference to, as we say on the ground, to move mountains. So thank you for that.
That's very inspiring what you say, and it's a great thing that you continue and that you get inspired by things that you see here in Warsaw, and that you continue doing different things in your country and gather your own community. And this year I remember you were with your daughter.
Yes, and I
Your
was
biggest, yeah, children are always our biggest motivation. What were her impressions of the events?
Well, this was her first summit, and I would say she's only 10. I usually try to take her together with me to places and events where I think that she can benefit as growing, as she says, as astronaut. And Perspective Women in Tech Summit this year was a huge motivation to her because this was the first very big event, first of all, for her. Then she was so much inspired when she got connected to companies like Facebook, Google. She was approaching their booths in the expo hall, and that was the first time in her life to realize there's these companies, because those not yet exist in Armenia. So she was coming to those booths and trying to pitch herself that she is a young, growing scientist. So imagine how inspired she was, and she talks over again. She was telling it to relatives, to friends, to everyone at school. And I just noticed that next summit is on her birthday. So maybe, hopefully, she will have another chance to be there.
And she will also have some comparison. So probably the first event of this type, because it's really huge. Like, you meet thousands of people, can be sometimes overwhelming, but when you know what you can expect, so like, she might be a little bit more prepared. And what is she interested in? What kind of science is she interested in?
She is dreaming of becoming an astronaut. She's researching space, and she was going to those booths and asking, what would you advise me to study, where to go in order to become an astronaut and to travel to space?
Oh, I see. So probably she will work for Elon Musk one day. Exploring Mars.
Let's see. Yeah, and also to come to speak to Perspektiviet someday. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, why not? As a young specialist, as a young scientist, or probably at this online edition in 2020, we had the first mother astronaut talking to the audience. So probably she will be one of the following ones. Why not?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's, it is always, because, an event like that, it takes a lot of work to do, but sometimes you're fed up with different things that you have to cope with and so on. But when you see so many happy people that come there and that really enjoy talking to each other, so it is really, really very, very positive, and it is so inspiring and so wonderful that it's that when you realize that it's really worth doing, to give people a lot of opportunities to meet and to develop whatever they want to develop. Well, thank you very much for what you share with us, and for what you say about your daughter's experience, because this is the future. Yeah, we are doing it for young people, for those who are the future for all of us. Well, I will introduce my my next speaker here, Nadira Ibragimova from Uzbekistan. Hi, Nadira.
Hello, so excited to meet with you this time online. Waiting for your next visit.
Oh, yes. I know that, when we were in Uzbekistan in April this year, promoting the summit and the scholarships and so on, I was really fascinated to know that you were the first young female specialist from Uzbekistan to come to Perspective Women in Tech Summit in 2018, even before we had this scholarship program. How did you learn about this event, and how did you, decide to take part in it, and how did you find yourself there?
Yeah, even the question of itself and the memories are so exciting. 2018 was the first year when I started my professional career in software engineering, and like working for about 1 year, I explored that there are so many few girls, like females, in this field, and I accidentally saw the advertisement about the summit on another country's channel where they post the news, and I started to read it. The only thing that I remember was 1,000 plus female developers, and it caught me. It was like my weak point, so I decided to apply. When I started to explore the eligibility requirements, I found out that Uzbekistan was not in the list, but I found Tajikistan, and as we know, Tajikistan is our border, neighbor country. As long as that 1,000 plus caught my interest, I decided to email to organizers, and thanks to Bianca and people who are working there, thanks to their consideration, they emailed back. As Joanna remembers, that was a long email. So they they replied back and everything. We talked with Bianca, and they invited to the summit. So it was so exciting. Yeah. I can continue for longer, but it would take a long time, I guess.
And it was in fact,
so after coming back, yeah.
It was in fact thanks to you that finally in 2019 Uzbekistan was a part of the Poland IT Hub project, and many more young students and specialists, female specialists from IT and tech could join Perspective Women in Tech Summit in 2022 already.
Yeah, starting from the next year, 2019, 15 girls were invited to take part on a scholarship basis, which was very honoring and very happy thing to know. And yeah, it was actually every time when I joined Perspective Women in Tech, it was something that was a starting point of a next step, in an elevator. Yeah, after that, I started to mentor and I started to apply. So I'm currently in the application process to Google after the summit in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Google and Amazon.
Yeah, we keep our fingers crossed for you, so that you received a good offer. Yeah. And start a new chapter, really a new chapter in your life. So we hope that you will be our next success story that we will be presenting to girls all over the world, saying you see, it's possible. You see, you just have to have some initiative. You have to want to change something in your life, and it is possible thanks to events like that. So in fact, you are our frequent participant, so to say. So you were a part of Perspective Women in Tech Summit in 2018, 2019, and 2022. According to you, how was it developed?
2022 only.
2022.
Yeah, in 2019, 15 girls, other girls, had the chance to visit.
I see. Yeah. But in comparison with 2018, did you? How did it change according to you? The event altogether?
I guess not only to compare that, I guess the age itself and the experience also matters. In 2018, I was less experienced, and I had less opportunity to discover where to start. In 2018, it was great. For me, both were great. The online version was also great. But in 2022, I was already ready to come up to the recruiters, to introduce myself, to introduce the projects, and to introduce the experience that I have. And it was a great chapter to start with the application process, like to continue with that, ideally. In 2022, the greatest change for me was the number of the participants, the number of the countries that joined the event, and I guess the number of the companies was also different. One of the most important parts of the summit in 2022, another one was mentoring sessions. I had two great mentors with whom we kept in touch after the summit as well, who were guiding me and helping in the like preparation process as well, and to grow in soft and hard skills. That was very helpful.
And from your point of view, like because Summit is really a huge event, there are different places that they have. There are different stages, mentoring area, expo, and so on. What would you suggest visiting in the first place for those who come there for the first time? And how would you suggest that, like, to get ready for this? Because this is the event that if you just come there without any idea what you want from it, a lot of things can just, pass by and you will not profit from them.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. That's what I did this year. And I guess it was what made it more fruitful. For those who are planning to attend the summit, I would really recommend to make a schedule of the day, like really tight schedule. This year I had very tight schedule, like no sleep, but progress. Take the advantage of the time, take the advantage of the opportunities that are available during the summit. There are so many people who are open to help. There are so many people who are open to mentor. Even though I did not, even people who with whom we did not make appointment, they were open to give advices. I would really recommend to make a good schedule, to check what is available during the summit, and to prepare their resumes and to prepare their elevator speech, to shortly but neatly introduce themselves, to introduce what they want from their future and in what direction they want their guidance from people who are reaching out.
Well, thank you very much. This type of advice is really priceless for those who have never been to such a big event and who would like to prepare to get ready for this, because we do hope to see a lot of scholars, a lot of participants from Eastern Partnership countries at Summit in June of 2023. Thank you very much, Nadira, and I would now like to introduce Yelena Chigibayeva from Kyrgyzstan. This is my next speaker. Elena, was this your first summit that you visited?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Actually, it was the first time for Kyrgyzstan delegation to visit the summit and to be inspired of such a huge celebration of women in tech. It's the first time we have got the chance to meet so many women, inspirational women role models at the tech sector. And for us, it was really the chance to get connected, to a network, to learn and to inspire ourselves. And then on our return back, we were planning to organize an event where we could share our experience with other girls and to inspire for the next scholarship. So for us, it's a really great opportunity, and I'm happy that Bianca just mentioned that there are some scholarship are coming for the next year too.
Yes, and we do hope to see as many girls and young females from Kyrgyzstan as possible. Well, I follow you on Facebook, and I see that you really organize a lot of initiatives, and I'm really impressed how active the female IT and tech community in Kyrgyzstan is. Just just to know, I wonder if what you personally do with other people, was it in some way inspired by Perspective Women in Tech Summit? Did you take some ideas from there, or probably did it help you to build your own community or network within the country?
Actually, before visiting the summit, we already had a community of women in tech. So there are opportunities for women from Central Asia to join Tech Women program in the US, and within this program, we already have local communities in such countries like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. So it's all the Central Asian regions, and within these communities, we already organize different STEM activity for engaging young girls, women, female into the engineering or STEM field. So for us, it's not just we inspired by Perspective, but what we have got from Perspective Women in Tech Summit, it's how huge and outstanding women in tech can be when they are united, and how they can be unstoppable and powerful even more when they are united. And now we have local communities like TechAIM, Women in Tech, Tech Women, and Women Tech Makers, that they all together organize different events for women and girls in tech and engage more women. So this was the most inspirational part of Women in Perspective of Women in Tech Summit, that you can unite all the organization, you can unite all the stakeholders to engage more women, and especially those women who already in the field, they can mentor, they can inspire and be role models for those who are just entering the field. So this was the most inspirational part of Women in Tech Summit 2022.
So this was this feeling of community that Nadira also spoke about, this 1,000 plus female software developers that struck her first, and that made her pursue like this idea of getting there, where you see this community of people who may be really into what you are actually doing. And Elena, from your point of view, what would you suggest doing for those who will be there for the first time? Like how to get ready for this?
Yeah, actually, what I have learned, the schedule is really very tight, and you can need to plan it. You need to plan it in advance. For me, they were really inspirational and good learnings from keynote speakers, from main stage panel discussions, and also they were a mentorship session that I were really appreciating with my mentors, Lissandra and Caroline. So it was really helpful for me, but also there are a lot of fun areas when you can learn and engage and interact with others, when you can play, when you can experience something, when you can be engaged in some master classes and learning sessions. So I would suggest for those who just are planning to visit, and especially from my community, they also want to visit now the summit and plan it in advance. So get your mentor in advance. There are two options for mentorship sessions. Choose your topics. What would you like to attend, like workshops, master classes, keynote speakers, speeches, or panel discussions, and of course have fun, because it's not just a learning summit. It's more about entertainment and connecting to each other. And of course, the huge part of the event is the exhibition of the most giant of companies in the tech field. So get from one stand to another, learn from them, understand how you can apply for the internship or for the job, or what the criteria to to get into the company. So it's really helpful. And this will be my advice for those who are just planning to attend.
So you should know what you want and get ready for a very, very intensive event that will bring you a lot and will show you how big the community of female IT and tech specialists is. So thank you very much, ladies. Thank you for your impressions. Thank you for sharing with us what you liked about the event. And those of you who watch us, please keep the date for the mid of June, 14th and 15th of June 2023 in Warsaw. This will be Perspective Women in Tech Summit 2023. It will be hybrid, but we do hope to see you in Warsaw in the mid of June.
We will rise up like giants stand tall. Mountains will move and tides will follow. Change is gonna come. Look straight ahead, my face towards the sun. We will